go. Welcome everyone. I'm glad to have you all on board today. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching a VolcanoX live stream. Glad to have you all here. And let's see, Mars says, welcome on board DrFox2000. And Doc, hi Doc, I hear you from Sue. And thanks for the welcome, Kevin and Billy, Bob, Joe with the bad pun. Yes, you, Billy. And thanks, everyone. Sharon Stewart saying, I can hear you, Dr. Fox 2000. All good. And the man of the moment, it's Dr. Fox 2000. Yona, hi. Welcome, Yona. And Joseph Astaire also there, I see. Wow, the eruption continues. Amazing. Yep, it is. Don't keep us in suspense. All right. I won't keep you in suspense. I went and did my interview today. The interview went well. I technically have a job in 3 months. So I'm not that happy. 3 months before they get going at their stuff. That's what they're guesstimating, and yeah, that doesn't do me a darn bit of good. Wait, what? Yeah. So yeah, technically I've got a job. It's going to be at least 3 months before we see it. Basically what they're doing is they're lining up their ducks for what's to come, and they've got a big push going, and that's how things are. And unfortunately it doesn't do me a darn bit of good right now. So I am somewhat disappointed, but hey, it is what it is. You know, we have to keep going and try to figure out something else. And, so emotionally, I need support is what I need today. So let's work on that. But let's not make the stories too long. It's hard to read everything. Anyway, welcome all of you. And, of course, the first dog in today, and thanks, Sarah. Yeah. Yeah, the first dog in today was Pepper. So Tom and Pepper get some cookies and bones, and we'll see how things go there. Hopefully you can enjoy those. And Pepper, if Tom eats too many cookies, you bite him. Let him know that you got the bones and the cookies, not him. So that'll be good. And let's see, what do we got happening in our wonderful stuff today? Well, let's start out by saying welcome to our moderators. We have Arizona Snowman and Piggy and CND Boy and 24/7 Live AZ Skies, Gary, and possibly Joseph Fields, Texas, and Lucas Snow. So thank you to the moderators, and a big welcome to each and every one of you, and glad to have you all on board here today. And let's start by saying hello to everyone, and we'll start with Hermione and Fluffy and Billy Bob Joe with the bad pun. Because I know he's there laughing about it, because he is just talking about sheep and figures that you heard them all. Anyway, Kevin Haynes is here, of course. Tom and Pepper. Patriot Roydy is back. King Colin Deadman in the house. Sharon Stewart, I can hear you. And did I say Mars 2028? Welcome. Yona, thank you, Yona, saying you're the best, Dr. Fox, and that is awesome. And of course, Sue and Sarah we got, and Hermione we got, Billy, Bob, Joe we got. Going up, Henry Nelson also in the house, and Dave Kruk made it in. Welcome. And Grandma B is here. Welcome back, Grandma B. And let's see, who else we got? Going up, Grenzed is here. Welcome, Grenzed. Glad to have you on board. Sarah Miles saying hang in there. Yep, gonna. And Lizoid made it in. And let's see, who else we got? Scrolling, looking for more wonderful names. And I'm still trying to get past that you joke. Joseph Estier, welcome. And we got Yona, of course, from Iceland. So nice to have you here, Yona. Hope you're not getting so much snow anymore today. You guys had enough snow for a little while. And still scrolling up, looking for more. Wonderful names. Echo the bot is here. Welcome, Echo. And Bill Kimmel also on board. Good to have you here. Still scrolling up, looking for more wonderful people. And scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And scrolling and scrolling. Pamela Moncure, welcome back. Good to have you on board. And still scrolling up. Got Sue, got Hermione, got Lizoid. Lizoid missed the cookies by just... I think the dog might have stepped on Lizoid's tail, and Lizoid couldn't snap it off fast enough to keep going. The tail will grow back, you know that, eh? And Connie Tyree also here, as well as OFU Lux from Luxembourg. Good to have you on board. And still scrolling up, and I'm up as far as I can go. I don't see any more up there that I haven't mentioned already. Going back to the bottom, we see a colon also here. So we got King Colon and Colon. So do not confuse the two. Pardon me. And Dave Kruk, did I say your name? I hope so. Anyway, I'll just checking down at the bottom here, making sure we see who else might have snuck in while I was going up. And I think we've got everyone for now. So anyway, if I did miss your name, it was not intentional. We do say hi to everyone in here. We know also there are a bunch of you that are in the Lurkers Lounge and kind of just watching, and I'm just going to say welcome to those that aren't chatting, and glad to have you all on board. And of course, we see our wonderful Kilauea on the screen. So that is what we've got going on there, Kilauea. And of course, I backed it up because live is, I don't know, not too great. I mean, it is showing some lava, it's bubbling. Our vent, whoa, where is it? Yeah, our vent that was over here seems to have kind of stopped, and it is now just this one in the back here that's bubbling. So that's very interesting. We also have this little spot here, and somewhere along the way we have this outpour right in this area. Unfortunately, I went back to go try to find it, and we had a bunch of smoke and fog and everything in the way. Couldn't see it, so a little disappointing that way. Also, we see other hot spots here bubbling up, which is pretty cool. And let's see, Mount Aso shaken off the cobwebs. Yep, we heard about that. And I have been looking for the proper Mount Aso camera. And I found two of them, but I have to make sure that I have permission to use their footage. The one that used to be at the school there is is not working. So unfortunately, we can't show that. Let's see what else we got for volcano news. We'll go through our list here that our wonderful Sue sent us. And let's see, Popocatepetl, occasional volcanic ash emission to 20,000 feet, or about 6,700 meters. And Nevado del Ruiz, also ash emissions observed to 19,000 feet, or 5,800 meters. Sangay also showing ash emissions to 19,000 feet, 5,800 meters. Reventador also showing ash emissions to 15,000 feet, 4,600 meters. Let's see, Chikarachki is continuing. Emissions observed to 13,000 feet or 4,000 meters. Suwanosejima is still is not identified via or in the satellite imagery. So in other words, they got clouds over top. Cotopaxi also showing emissions observed to 23,000 feet or 7,000 meters. And Sabancaya, not visible from the satellite. Chikarachki, we've got it again. We got the same. Oh, the one was from 12:15. The other one is from 6 a.m. 13,000 feet. Same thing. So pretty much normal. And Popocatepetl again from 22,000 feet, 6,700 meters at 4:30 in the morning. And another report from Suwanosejima for 6,000 foot eruption, and showing of that was from it's about 2,000 meters, and that is at 4 a.m. And then we got Sangay, volcanic activity happening, emissions moving southeast, 23,000 feet or 7,000 meters from 2:45 a.m. And then Fuego, emissions moving west from to 19,000 feet or 5,800 meters. That is kind of our data that's going on. And wow, Kevin Haynes just gifted a membership. Thank you, Kevin. Kevin Haynes. Just writing that down. I gifted a one, and I see a Chicky Gomberg got it. Lucky Chicky. Congratulations, Chicky Gomberg. And let's see, who else we got in here today? I see Alba Girl just made it in, as well as Trev, the Wonky Donkey, and Juliana. Welcome. Glad to have you on board. And let's see, did I miss anyone else popping in here? I think Mars 2028 we might have got earlier. Dave Kruk we got earlier. And people sneak in, they grab a cookie and run to the Lurkers Lounge. So it's hard to tell sometimes. Anyway, that is kind of what we've got for activity with our volcanoes happening around the world. And let's get into taking a look at what we've got here. So good, Dr. Fox. Hugs for you. Thank you. I appreciate that. This, of course, from 12:59 their time in Hawaii. And just figured we'd grab that shot so we could see our navigator is definitely sunk down a little bit. I did want to point out, when we look around the edges, we notice that the lava is refilled in that area quite a bit. So we'll likely see more outflows. And we definitely notice with our navigator here, he's sunk down a little bit. So pretty cool. And we'll go to this shot. And of course, there you can see this is right from 1300 or 1 p.m. Hawaii time, and you can see the a lava pond over there, the new one, and you can still see that big rock. It's moving over further and further to that other direction there. There's our little tiny vent, and there's the navigator. Not very big, and makes you wonder. This area here, where that little pond is, it definitely looks like it had an overflow. I'm not sure what time it would have been. I didn't actually get a good shot at it. And of course the old lava pond we see right there doing its thing, and we see that smoke still billowing up from this area over here, as well as the backside. So all cool. And we'll refresh that one, see what it looks like. Currently a lot more smoky, and it looks like we've got some rain in the area. So not too much wind though, because that plume is going straight up. Anyway, let's see what else we've got in the thermal. There we go. Looking at the thermal image, you can definitely see where we had some outflows there from our big lava pond, and there over on this side, as well as on this end. But you can also see the rather large outflow that we had from our little spot here. So kind of interesting to see that. I don't see any new lava down on the bottom, and that is unfortunate. I was hoping to see more there, but that's all right. But there it is. So that's pretty cool. Let's get rid of that banner. That's in the way. There we go. But yeah, that definitely had an interesting outbreak there. So a little bit more lava coming up in this point. And I'm wondering if that's taking some away from this one when that happens. No mouse. What happened? I don't have a mouse. Let's see. Hamster. How about a hamster? Well, call for the hamster. The hamster is there. I see what's going on. I have a hamster on one, but no hamster on the other one. There we go. There, we got it. Don't go, Dr. Fox. No, I'm not going anywhere. And we see that right there. So that looks pretty good. But what I was pointing out was down on the end here, and then of course some of these other spots, the outflows, and then of course around this spot here. And that is actually a fairly large area. I'm surprised that it had as much as it did. So hopefully you can see that hamster. All right, and that is good. Leo was here. Welcome, Leo. Glad to have you on board. And the other area, of course, I was pointing out was down here in the bottom. We're not seeing any more new, fresh lava. So kind of, yeah, makes you wonder. Anyway, this picture, absolutely no good. All steam, and of course it was raining there, so that's what happens. Anyway, there we can see we've got a whole family of rocks floating around now, and I'm not sure what's going on there, if we've got some of that original material from underneath breaking loose and popping up and floating up. One of the things that you do really notice in this shot though, that is up at a much higher elevation now, and we can see that the edges here, this really curves downward. So this is definitely building itself up, and we will see a lot more outflows happening in the very, very near future. So that is kind of cool. And the only real heavy lava dam we see left here is on this end, and don't see too much on the other side. We do see some sprouts there, but navigator barely visible right there with the vent behind it. And that is about it. So looking at that, back to this shot, gives you a pretty good idea of what we're looking at. And let's see, Dr. Fox, I like that name, Suwanoshi-jima. Okay, well, we're not looking at Suwanoshi-jima. Juliana, please make sure that you're live, okay? Might hit that live button, and that would be good, just to make sure you're caught up a little bit. And I don't know if you were or not, but anyway, that is the area I was talking about earlier here at the beginning, where we see the outflow, and of course our lava gator when you're looking at them very, very far down. And that is all cool. We do see some lava flipping, and that has been going on more. And of course, when this area is deeper in lava, we'll see more of that, which is really, really cool. We've done all that. Okay, perfect. If we're done with all that, let's go somewhere else. Quick report. Let's see. Anything new? Nope. Still same emissions, same area, and nothing new on our update for today. So we'll not worry about that one. We'll get rid of him. And there we go. So no update required. Everything is all good. Let's move on. Let's see if we got anything happening in Iceland. And oh, I didn't make that bigger yet. Darn it. We'll make that bigger. Of course, this is the shot from down on the peninsula and right near the lighthouse. And we are seeing the glowing lights of Reykjavik over there, as well as one of the geothermal power plants running off of steam, which is pretty cool. And of course, the two towers, which are hiding behind that steam from that steam vent, they are there. Those are the two Navy towers for radio receivers. And then, of course, we see the town of Grindavik over here. But let's go over, take a look, and see what it actually looks like in Reykjavik. There's the capital city of Reykjavik. We're going to go back to the other one and do an update on the day anyway, what it looked like during the daytime in a few minutes. I just went there because it was there. Anyway, it did look like it rained or something there a little bit, perhaps some more snow. We do see our wonderful mountains in the background. What is the light to the lighthouse at Grindavik? Grindavik, what, yeah, the lights, yeah, we'll show you that again. We'll go back there in a bit, Kevin, no worries. Anyway, that is what it was looking like during the day, so they didn't have too bad of a day, but it is very cool to see what's going on there anyway. Let's put that one back on live, and we will go to this shot. Gives you an idea of what the traffic looks like there. And I'm not sure where that camera is located, but we'll figure it out. And it's a Grindavik traffic cam, it says. So all cool. Anyway, like looking at that, a nice shot. And if we look at it during the day, and going back about 9 hours or so, this is what we had there. So that gives you a pretty good idea of what the view was like, and clouds in the distance, some dark clouds in the distance, so loaded with rain or snow, one of the two. But we'll put that guy back on live as well. And let's see, this one here, of course, is our wonderful Katla. Doesn't that look nice? I know. I was trying to find a Katla, and I couldn't see it. It's in this foggy mess that we've got. There we go. And really, I mean, it must have been raining right in this area because it washed away most of that snow. We do still see snow over on the mountainous material, but when we go through it, not too pleasant there. Oh, more snow coming. So that is about, the first was about 12 hours ago. This is about 10 hours ago. So yeah, that is not good for sightseeing. And let's see if we had any improvement. This is about 7 hours ago. We do start to see it lighten up a little bit. We can just see a little bit in the background of Katla. If we go try to find a little better spot, I don't think we can. It was continuing to snow and be weird there, so we'll leave it there. It is Iceland. That is what we've got. Now we'll go over to this shot again. Of course, the glow of Grindavik in the background. But I want to put this back, I don't know, we'll go back about 10 or 11 hours, 11 hours something, and see what it looked like. There you can see the steam venting out of this particular steam geyser. Roads all covered in snow again, and our power station here is getting the steam from this guy. We barely see this little steam guy down here. It is there though, so that is pretty awesome. And unable to see the towers and the lights of Grindavik because they're off, and that's what we see. We need craters of the moon to erupt. It's in the middle of the desert, so visibility could be amazing. I guess. As long as there's cameras there covering it, that's the problem. Coverage, camera coverage is the hard part. This shot, of course, from about 7 hours and 24 minutes ago. A little bit better visibility in the longer distances here, but still not that great. And clouds are clouds, and that's what we've got in the sky. And of course this is kind of the glow of the evening, and you can see the lighthouse beam going by. That actually looks not bad with that glow. I kind of like that. Anyway, that is it for Iceland. Let's take a look at our wonderful harmonic tremor chart. See if we got anything moving or shaking or doing anything at all today. And I did refresh this guy just moments ago. We'll do it again just to make sure we're all up to date. So from yesterday's spike, it basically plummeted and dropped back down, and now it's trying to regain a little bit of strength, but we're not seeing a heck of a lot right there. And let's go down a little bit more. We're going to take a look at the Grindavik one. On the way we'll check Grimsey. Grimsey went up, went down, went up, went down, went up, and went down. Okay, that's a report on Grimsey. Something happening in the area, a little bit of activity, a small quake perhaps, and close to the island of Grimsey. Grimsey, of course, is on the north end of Iceland, whereas the other places like Fagradalfjall and Grindavik are down on the southwest side. So let's take a look at the Grindavik, and here's the Grindavik chart. You can see yesterday, of course, it spiked up. It came down about the same amount as what we've seen at Fagradalfjall, so likely tectonic movement of some sort. And if we go scroll all the way down to Kristavik, we'll be, let's see, where are we here? Kristavik, and there we go. We see that same pattern. Came down hard and kind of tried to rebound a little bit. So that's what we've got there right now. Unfortunately, not a heck of a lot going on. Not making me happy, and I need lava. I need a lot of lava, and that is something that I'm really, you know, it's not a good day when you don't get lava. Upward trend ended. Yep, it did. And that is back on Fagradalfjall, so you can see where it's at. But it didn't go down to a rock bottom here, which is something nice. We do still see some activity in the area, so that is kind of interesting. Anyway, let's go over to our map and see the few earthquakes that we had today. Not very many, and let's see, Now out here, of course, that other one took off. There was a third quake out here that was just over a 3 in magnitude, and we don't see a heck of a lot going on right now. So 21 quakes in total in the last 24 hours. And let's zoom in here. So Reykjanes Peninsula, very quiet for the most part. I did say I would zoom in here, show you where that lighthouse is located. That is right here. The other camera is just over and right close to it somewhere. And that is where the sensor is there for the Reykjanes. And we might want to have a look at that one. But there's the pond in front of that power plant, the power plant itself, just so it gives you a better idea. And of course the international airport here, Keflavik Airport, Keflavik, Reykjanesbær, Jarvik, and over here the town of Grindavik. And if we zoom in a little bit, you can see the two towers, the radio towers. And of course up here a little bit further to the north, there's the Blue Lagoon. Thank you, Tom, for the 5-minute warning, and the power plant right in here. So that is pretty awesome, but we're just not seeing anything. And there, of course, our wonderful Frankenfjall area has no, that's Ragnar there. This is Siggy Fisher. It has no quakes in there, and that is a little bit disappointing. This is Kristuvik over here, and it really doesn't have any quakes there either. The closest ones are these two. Magnitude 1.42, 7.6 kilometers down, and that was 1:52 is the time on that. And then we've got a 1.36 from 8.1 kilometers down at 6:43. And let's see what else we got. We got a 1.8 out here, 4.9 kilometers down from 1949. Then moving on a little bit, we see a 1.34, and it is 8.7 kilometers down from this morning at 5:28. Then we've got a 1.44, 7.4 kilometers down from 11:17, not too far away from Hekla. We do see this one out here, a little bit odd to see that in the water, but hey, it happens. 30 minutes after 1700 or 5:30 in the evening, and that is a 1.6 in magnitude, 5.2 kilometers down. And we don't see too much else here. What do we got here? A 1, and that is from 1520, 5.2 kilometers down. And then we have a 0.8, a 1.9 kilometers down from 1520 as well. Nothing over here at Katla, and that is kind of making me wonder. We don't see anything over here. We do see this one, 1.1, and that is 4.7 kilometers down from 1:42 a.m. And then this is Grimsvatn, and of course Bardabunga up here. We do see this 1.22, 9.2 kilometers down from 11:07. And then we've got this guy here next to Bardabunga from 10:07 at 1.25 in magnitude, 4 kilometers down. Looking at what we've got at Astja, we've got two of them. There's Astja right there, and there is a 1.07, 6.7 kilometers down from 12:06. The other one beside it is 0.97 from 4.9 kilometers down. Came in at 12:11, just a little after lunchtime. And this is ahead of Bright over here. And then you see from 23:14 is when this quake came in, fairly fresh. 0.4, 6.6 kilometers down. And what else we got? Going up 2 over here. 1.4 in magnitude, 3.7 kilometers down from 22:31. And then we've got from 23:15, a 0.1 and a 3.5 kilometers down there. And sliding up a little bit more, looking at what we got. We got 4 of them here, a 1.1, 1.6 kilometers down from 1916, from 2010, and that is a 0.8, 5.2 kilometers down, and a 0.9, 5.2 kilometers down from 2:18 a.m., then a 0.65 from 10:43, and that is 4.5 kilometers down, or just about 4.6. And let's see, where's that one at Grimsey? Remember we seen that one little spike? That's probably this guy. 1.1 in magnitude, 10.3 kilometers down from 1:21 a.m. So that is it for earthquakes. Nothing major happening there at all in Iceland. Somewhat disappointing, but hey, what can we do? Anyway, it is a break time, so those good people who are here, I am going to back that screen up a little bit here so we can watch rather than seeing the smoke. We're going to get this out. Let's see if we can get to about here, and we might see some lava flow, a little bit of an outflow there. That is over on the right hand side over here, and you can watch that flow while I go on a break. So please don't go away. Keep smiling. For those people who are here, please do hit that like button if you haven't done that already, if you're enjoying the show. And of course, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel and you're sitting on the outside lurking and taking a look, please hit that subscribe button. Help the channel out, help it grow. And that is the kind of support that we're looking for. So give it a whirl, unless you want to give big piles of money, and we'll take that too. But on that friendly note, keep smiling. I'll be back in about 5 or 6 or 7 minutes. And don't go away. A lot more show to come. Thanks, guys. And microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you on board. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching a VolcanoX live stream. And thank you for the welcome backs from Leo and Wonky Donkey and Mars 2028, and Sue. And I hear you, DrFox2000 from Sharon Stewart. And Hermione and Fluffy, thank you, and Pepper and Tom, and Yaris is here, and Arlis is here. Welcome to both of you. And Canonescus Country saying, right on, welcome back, Dr. Fox. I thought you were missing. I was missing. There is a bunny though. The bunny is eating. I did go over to the window and say hi to the bunny. And that got me somewhere. Bunny looked at me and said, okay, I will eat. I'll do what you're telling me. So that's all cool. Anyway, let's carry on with our wonderful show. And let's see, we did Iceland. We had a look at the little bits of earthquakes we had there. Let us go over and take a look at what we've got there. Okay, I don't know if you guys recognize that place, but that is a place of interest. I just got to cut a couple things off here. Too many windows open, and I see my computer is complaining at me, driving it a little too hard today. And we'll make sure that it lightens the load. There we go. This, of course, is Mount Etna, and it is continuing to throw out more lava. And I thought that was kind of neat to see that for today, and that is actually pretty awesome. And unfortunately, Etna was not really visible earlier. They had some issues with local cloud, especially when we go over to the other stream. And we take a look and see what we had. Let's see. Well, maybe from here on it was not bad. But what I did do, let's see if that'll show up on here. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but anyway, let's see. Yeah, that kind of shows up. Anyway, what I wanted to point out is, we've been seeing this kind of gradually going up a little bit more. Remember, the report was that it was from 2,800 meters. It's now 2,850 meters is where the eventing is located. And that is actually a pretty interesting. And I want to see if I can load up. I did load a video or make a little video today, and did forget completely to load the darn thing. So let's see, Etna, where'd you go? Etna. No, not from the 24th. How about, where is it? January 31st. So let's do that. It's a time lapse, of course, and even with me being busy, I still did a time lapse, and we'll see if we can get that other one. The problem with this camera, of course, when it goes into the darkness of the evening, we end up seeing a little bit of the focus not working properly. And that is kind of what we've got going on, but you'll see that in a minute. I didn't wrap this up too quickly here, so what you're seeing, of course, is from, I don't know, about 4:30 onward, and as it gets into the darkness, and you can see the smoke kind of moving fairly quick from the top vent, and we just barely seeing the lava starting to show up there as the sun goes down, and that was actually pretty cool. But if you watch that lava, you'll see some of it actually falling down the hill, and that was kind of interesting. Even though it wasn't focused well, you could still see little blobs rolling down the hill, and I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool looking. So always like those, little shots. Unfortunately, some of that lava is not very visible in this shot, and I wish they would have had this one zoomed in a little bit. Yep, little drops falling off of there, and I would have really loved it if they would have zoomed in on that. So pretty awesome. James Ouellette, welcome. Glad to have you on board. And anyway, I just decided, we'll make that and see what it looked like. So that is the time lapse that I did, but it's the other camera that is showing a little bit more, and we're not able to see that lava falling down because the angle is slightly different down here. You can actually see Etna and the smoke from the top and a star up top here. The moonlight is helping illuminate it a little bit, so that is always nice. I didn't look at the chart for Etna today, but we'll take a look at this. This, of course, is telling us here Etna volcano, Italy. Effusive activity continues at the fluctuating at fluctuating intensities, and of course that is their thermal shot there of that same area where the lava is coming out. This was from 7:48 a.m. that shot, and let's see, this one here, I'm not sure when the other shot was from. Let's make that bigger. There we go, just so you can see it, and that actually looks pretty cool on the map there, or on the thermal cam. And oh, it only has that one picture. Oh, there's the other one. That's the one I was after. This one was from yesterday, so you could see a big difference in what we had from yesterday and then today. This is today's shot. So a huge difference between the two, and pretty awesome. And of course some other stuff there that have no relevance or meaning other than there's some pretty lava, and we see that flowing. That's pretty awesome. Doesn't say which volcano that is, but oh no, it says Hawaii. Yep, it gives us just a photo number, but it does say Hawaii on it, so I'm not sure which one that is. And where's this at? Lava Cave, Jameso di Agua, wherever that is located. Looks pretty awesome. A nice cave. So you've got a lava pond inside a water pond inside the lava tube, and that is pretty cool. Anyway, that gets back there. That's our report on Etna for today. JB is here. Welcome. Glad to have you on board. Let's go over to our next volcano. And, oh, that's not a volcano. That looks more like a puppy. Hang on. Let's bring that picture up. Piggy isn't here, so we'll show it anyway. That was from 17. Let me see if I can bring up. We did a before and now shot. So just so you guys can take a look at a thistle from the one on the left, of course, was when Piggy first got thistle, and the one on the right is from today. So a slight little difference in handfuls. And that's what happens when you put lots of food in there, and that is 4 months old. Actually, on the 1st of February is the official 4 months old date. So not sure how old it was in the first picture, but the one on the left, but the one on the right is obviously today. So pretty awesome. Yep, huge paws, still growing, and I gave Piggy the what for picking up the dog. She's got a bad back. She wasn't supposed to do that. So anyway, that is a little bit of fun there. Let's get rid of that and this, and turn our attention to where am I? Not the blueness. We want this. And of course, that is the island of St. George. We can see one of the little villages there and the harbor, one of the harbors, and the lights, of course, from Pico Island off in the distance. And just so you can see what that looks like during the day, that's the kind of a view that you normally have. This is not from today, though, just to give you a little bit of an idea. So that's the difference between the day and night shot. The next one, of course, is the little cove that we always watch, and since we're here early, before our carriage turned into the pumpkin again, we're there at 23:51. That gives us a little bit of an opportunity to see how much water is splashing here and how many white caps we're seeing. And it does look a little rough, but not overly, so pretty awesome. And just so you kind of get the understanding, that's the wrong picture. I got to get that out of there. This is what it looks like. There we go. And that is what we have there today. So really cool. And I know what I got to do. I got to get rid of a couple of things on this. And we'll get those pictures out of there so I don't confuse them again. I hate confusing things. And let's take a look and see if we've got anything on this map. No new quakes on São Jorge, or São Jorge if you want to pronounce it in Portuguese. Been quiet since the 27th. So let's take a look at the other map though, and we'll see what we had in the area. I am going to refresh that so we are up to date and current. And there we go. That should be updated. And what we do see is a few quakes. We see two over here in Terceira, 19 hours ago, a 2.0. And that is a surface quake. The other one is from 11 hours ago, I think. Yeah, 2.5 in magnitude, 7 kilometers down. And of course, Terceira is right there. You can see the volcano and some of the little other events that it had created over the eons that it has been there. Anyway, let's zoom back out, take a look at the other quakes that we've seen. Sliding down here a little bit, we see this one southeast of San Miguel, and this is 2.2 in magnitude from 11 minutes after 6 p.m. their time today. And then we see this one here, 3.4 in magnitude, 14 kilometers down, or 7.8 miles. And that came in at 14:05 or 2:05 p.m. And that is a size for right there. And of course, that line, that's our East Azores fault, and the other one here is the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Just to zoom out a little bit so you get a better idea of where you're at. There is Portugal and Spain and Ireland and England and France and Newfoundland and Nova Scotia, and there's Sue waving at us right there. All right, and of course up on the top, that's where Iceland is. So pretty cool, and we'll leave that be. See, I knew she was waving. Thanks, Sue. And let's pop that back to a normal. And next guy, of course, is El Popocatepetl. And actually, no, it's El Fuego is who's on the screen. That, of course, is a Fuego in Guatemala. And it just popped here a little while ago. Let's see if we can get to just before when it popped. And we'll see it go. And that is, of course, just about sunset. You can see a little bit of a glow there, and there it goes. And that, of course, is very lavally. You don't want to be in the way of all those little lava bombs coming down, but that is pretty awesome to see, and that is from just a little while ago. So we do like that. That's pretty awesome. Thanks, Tom, for that 5-minute warning, by the way. And Sharon Stewart waves back. Cool. And let's back that up a little bit more. We know that they had not a bad sunset there. I'm still kind of freaked out with this shot. Of course, this over here is a lens flare. Okay, that's the sunlight reflecting in the lens. But every time I see that, I swear that's a UFO. all the time I'm taking that double take, and when we back that up, you notice it moves quite a bit. So it's pretty interesting. Anyway, we did see some small puffs coming out of here as well. This one from 1713 roughly, or 1712. And there's some other ones during the course of the day, in between cloud coverage, and wasn't too bad. There you can see the big bad cloud coming in, and little puffs. And let's see what else we got. Oh, I just got some kind of a message. And let's see, there we go. We'll take a look at that in a second. Anyway, there we've got a more wonderful. Oh, well, hang on, guys. Okay, sorry, had to take that call real quick. Anyway, that is what's going on from our wonderful Fuego, and not a heck of a lot today, not like what we've had in the last little while. And pardon me, Popocatepetl, and that is what we're seeing right now from it, from this particular view. If we go over to the other one, I want to see if we can get that going. It's sunset time, so that is what we've got going on. And yeah, the phone call wasn't anything super important, not a job. So that is what we were seeing there. It popped just a little while ago. Let's see if we can get it right on the pop, so you can see what it looked like. And that was actually a pretty wild, and that's actually the second one. This was at 1826-27, and that is not bad. We can speed that up a little bit just so you can kind of get the idea. It's heading towards the camera for the most part, and that is what we got there. And then prior to that, it happened just a little bit earlier. Here's the other one that created all of that cloud, and that is kind of what we got. Wind's blowing towards the camera, so that's what we got. 1812 or 6:12 p.m. And it did have multiple other shots during the course of the day, but again, nothing super wild. Let's see if we can get all the way back into the morning hours. And this is in the early morning hours, 7:15 a.m., and really not showing anything too drastic or mean today, so pretty easy going. And it is a break time, you guys, so I'm going to put you back over to Kilauea and let you watch that lovely stuff. And for now, so I'm going to go take a break in a second. Please, if you have not yet hit that like button, give it a quick shot if you're enjoying the show. Also, if you have not yet subscribed, do consider subscribing if you're enjoying this. And on that friendly note, I just want to remind everyone that we have bacon seeds after the break, and then we'll carry on from there. So bacon seeds will be coming up next, and right after the break. I'll be back, and don't go away. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where the snow has restarted, so it's all cool. Thanks. Don't go away. we go. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000. You're watching a VolcanoX live stream. And thank you, Kevin Haynes, for gifting that one membership. That is awesome. We'll see who ends up getting it. And thanks for the welcome backs from JB and Hermione and Fluffy and Kevin and Mars 2028 and I hear you, DrFox2000 from Sharon Stewart. And thanks, Ken and Askus Country. Appreciate that. Way to go, Kevin Haynes. And that is all awesome. Before we go over, I wanted to point out, where's my mouse? My hamster. There, this here, this is that outflow. This, of course, from 6:13 this morning in Hawaii. It is coming around here and continuing to flow this way and also go that way. Just wanted to point that out. And before we go over to our bacon seeds, I also want to point this one out if we let it play from here. And this is Fuego just a few minutes ago. And we'll let that run for a second. Is it running? Yes, it is. And this, you see how it's starting to come out of there. Little lava bombs, a little bit of stuff. And you know, that looks nice. And then you'll see in a second or two here. I'm not going to advance it. It just we'll let it run, and you'll see. That lava continued to flow down a little bit, so you know it's cooking there at the cooker, and there it goes. And that is when. You want to make sure you're out of the way. Those lava bombs are coming down pretty hard and heavy. And just thought we'd show you that before we head over to our wonderful bacon seeds. So, yep, some of those lava bombs are pretty large in size. And definitely wouldn't want to be underneath one of them coming down. That would pretty much make the end of you. So, just thought I'd share that one really quickly with you guys. Let's put that back on live, and that is what it's looking like right now. There are a bunch of people over here taking photos, so that's all cool. Anyway, over to our bacon seeds. This one was the last one from yesterday that we had looked at. And of course, you know, our wonderful Piggy, she is still incarcerated for the temporarily time, so she will be out eventually. But she did manage to smuggle us some more of these wonderful bacon bacon seed photos. And here we go. And apparently, every little bacon seed has a pet dog. Or a lot of them do anyway. You can see this one has a very large pet dog, and that is very, very nice. And yeah, Fuego just popped again. Of course, but we'll take a look at that after. And gotta love it when these little bacon seeds have their own pets. And here's another one, and that one is got a little snuggler there, and look at the smile on that pig's face. He's holding his little buddy, so pretty good. A little a piggy and a puggy, and that is what we've got there, and that is a pretty good. Yep, sleeping buddies, and they look happy doing what they're doing. Next photo is this one, and yep, he's looking at the camera, and he needs to eat more, I think. You can see his stripes there, his ribs, although he doesn't look that skinny, but still I would say put a few more pounds on there, buddy. And the next one is really hairy. Yeah, he is a JB, a lot of fur. And then we've got this one. Of course, he has his little pet dog too. And of course, again, smiling little piggy. and a smiling little puppy as well. So I think there's a theme here today, that every pig has his little doggy buddy, and they are sleeping really nicely. And let's go on and take a look at the next one. The funny part is their coloring kind of sort of matches, eh? I just thought that was neat. And here, these guys are on their own. They don't have any dog. It's they have each other. 3 little pigs. And I wonder, one built a house out of sticks. The other one built it out of, what was it? Grass. And the third one built it out of concrete, never mind bricks. He used reinforced concrete. Anyway, straw and bricks. Yeah, straw. That's it. Straw, and I forgot about that grass or straw thing. A dog is a pig's best friend. Straw, brick, and sticks. Okay, what about the one that used the concrete with the infused Kevlar in the walls with rebar and stuff? Which one was that? I don't remember that in the story though. But anyway, that is all cute. 3 little pigs, gotta love it. And here's a pig. He's getting ready for the hogwash. He's inside his barrel and getting ready for the hogwash. Straw, bricks, and sticks. Pretty cool. All right, and we will carry on and look at the next one. And that is this one. Oh, and these little piggies got themselves a big dog. Good protector. And you gotta love it. Pork barrel. Oh boy. The 2021 reboot, possibly, and yeah, I think this is pretty awesome. And we've got one more bacon seed for today, and let's have a look at that one. And that is this one. Look at that little piggy. Definitely has his dog right there. And he is enjoying going for a snooze and a ride. Concrete and Kevlar is Totes modern dock. Oh, okay. That is pretty awesome. Anyway, that is our bacon seeds for today. And thank you, Piggy, if you're listening. This is awesome, and we really do appreciate it. And hopefully we'll be able to see more of them. And let's see, yeah, I wanted to show this other blast here. So let's go back over there to Fuego in Guatemala, of course. And we'll see if we can advance this just a tad. 10 seconds at a time. Whoop, 10 seconds was too much. There. We can watch it get bigger. The candle is lit, and that is pretty wild. So that one was a bigger, taller eruption. I do like that. Pretty awesome looking, and we like it. That is cool. And lots of lava coming out of there. So when you're looking at that, you got to remember this thing is 12,000 and some feet tall. So when you see this, then this is, you know, a good streak of a couple hundred feet, or possibly 50 to about 75 meters of lava coming out in one shot and getting down there. So that is pretty cool. Anyway, it stalled again. They sometimes seem to have that happen. I don't know why, but anyway, that camera, again, with the wind, it could be that the dish up there is getting blown out of position slightly and our data flow stops. So that is what we've got there. I just wanted to put that one back on. Let's put that back to live. and you can see the two eyes, and he's having a smoke or something. Anyway, lava monsters. And let's go over to our next volcano group, and of course that is over there in where is that? That's gotta be Merapi, and that is in central Java. I'm trying to find that screen. No, that's Semeru. Where is Merapi? That's the colorful one. There we go. Anyway, we do see that it's pretty active right now. We do see this here. That would indicate that we had some kind of a quake or shaker up here. And not seeing too much lava right now. Let's see if we back up a little bit. And again, it was, the same kind of thing. We were back at the clouds at the top of the cone. So I'm not likely going to see a heck of a lot today again. A little bit disappointing in a way, and not to be able to see it. And going back a little further, yeah, not visible. I will put it back to alive. There we go. And of course, that is what we've got there right now. That is a live shot of Merapi in central Java. And this next shot here is, of course, from our wonderful Ruapehu that you can't see because it's behind the clouds. So let's see if we can spot it anywhere. Yeah, I don't think we can. Oh, maybe back far enough here. Let's see if that'll show up. Come on, you can do it. Well, we can see a little bit of it, not much. Certainly not the top of it. How about right there? Yeah, no, just clouds. Clouds hovering right over top of it, and that is always one of those things. When I looked at this, at first I thought, hey, it's pluming, but no, that's just a cloud. So nothing to worry about there. Welcome, Philomena. And let's see, we'll take a look here. Of course, this is for Taupol. I'm going to refresh that so we see the latest data. And make that chart bigger. So we've seen the activity drop off yesterday, and of course it definitely has picked up quite a bit today. So I'm going to see what happens by tomorrow with this guy. It will be interesting to see what we've got going on. And let's see, our next shot, of course, is Taupur itself, the caldera. And if you are a duck, you would be enjoying this weather, but we know most of us are not ducks. So that is what we've got. That's the remnants of the storm that trashed Auckland since Friday. Okay, so it's dumping over here now. I see. And of course, this shot is compliments of the Suncourt Hotel and Conference Center there in Taupur. And yeah, they're not responsible for the rain though. The caldera is very hard to see because of all the rain, but it's on that lake right there. And that is good for that guy. Let's get over to our next screen, and that will be over at our wonderful Semeru, and that is located in East Java. Let's see if I can get on that screen real quick. There we go. They do have it zoomed in a little bit, so we could see the caldera a little bit better. I'm gonna just re-grab another shot here so we can see it a little bit closer up, a little bigger, and that should be all right. And let's see if we can do this without messing it up too much. And there we go. So that gives you a little better view of the caldera up top. Not sure how long ago they switched it to that view. I think that was just very recently, yeah, just a couple minutes ago. not really seeing anything puffing out of there right then and there. So, Samaru is simmering. Well, Simaru, yeah, it's on slow. This cooker is on slow. We did see a little bit of a plume come out of it earlier, and there you can see what was going on. That was at 6:42 a.m. If we advance that, you can see that some of that material did come down a little bit down the hill, and not a super large amount for today. And let's go back into the hours of the night and see what it looked like. If we see anything fantastic happening there. They did switch to black and white, so there you can see a little bit of a glow, nothing too special. And of course, if we go back a little bit more, I don't know, yeah, hiding behind the clouds. And of course, prior to that, we had a very, very bad visibility. And I'm just trying to see if we can find a spot where it's actually clear. Maybe right about here. And again, yeah, it's not really a good visibility today for over there at Semeru in central Java. So we'll put that back on live. That is what they've got going on there. Don't see anything happening right now, so we'll leave that be. And we will go over to Taal. And that is our shot of Taal. Let's fix that up and see there. That is the view right now. It looks fairly sunny there. Not able to see a heck of a lot happening at Taal. And Taal is not very tall. It's only 1,028 feet. So it's a kind of a short for a volcano, but that is what we got happening there at Taal. And that's not a heck of a lot, is it? 5 minutes till Pepsi time. Thank you, Tom. Let's go over to our next one, and that will be, let's see if I can find it. That will be Sakurajima. And we'll see if we can show that off just a little. And I'm just trying to get some of these other shots working. And Sakurajima, here we come. There we go. And there is your close-up view. Well, it's not the close-up, but it's the closer of the other shots of Sakurajima. And not a heck of a lot other than lots of steam coming out of there, or white smoke. Very interesting to see that. And let's get on to there. There we go. And I don't know, at least it's blowing out towards the sea, which is really good. Not going to bother the people so much. If we go back in time, though, we can see that it kept on doing its thing. And there we go. Pretty much all morning long. I didn't see any eruptive activity. And I did check earlier to see if we had anything glowing in that caldera. And it was just nothing happening. So a fairly quiet day in activity. And I think the moon is just about in that shot. I don't know if we can actually see the moon. No, the moon seems to go down a little bit further to the left-hand side there. So anyway, that is what we've got going on there right now. And we'll put that back on live and pop you over here. For those who need ice cream boat is there. You guys can definitely go get an ice cream. And of course, this is the longer range view. You can see that it is pluming out to a certain degree, but not that much. And close up a shot of the caldera. There it is, lots of smoke and stuff coming out of it. Thor, welcome, and good morning from Luxembourg. I just woke up and to the smell of a fresh made coffee, and moving on in 45 minutes. Excellent, Thor, and enjoy your coffee. I could actually use one right now. I feel really drained right now. I don't know. It must be all that excitement of going for the interview, and then the disappointment of saying, yeah, you got a job, but it's not going to be there for 3 months. Anyway, that is what we were seeing there during the night, and we'll leave that guy be. Back to live. Next shot is, of course, Suwanosejima, and Suwanosejima being fairly quiet again. If we go back far enough here, we did see what looked like a little bit of a glow, but I don't know if it's actually a glow from the crater. It does look like it because it's up high enough up against the clouds. And if we go back a little further, we don't actually see it. There we go. And prior to that, of course, they had moonlight. So at 1:58 or 1:53, moonlight lighting everything up, and very hard to tell whether it's night or day on that camera, other than the fact that we see stars. So that is pretty cool. Actually, that'd be interesting if we could see these stars during the daytime, eh? That would be pretty awesome. But not seeing a heck of a lot, and we'll carry on and move that forward. And of course, there is our wonderful Mount Fuji, just so you have a look. And of course, everybody is bringing up ASO, talking about ASO. So, ASO volcano in Japan, of course, volcanic seismic unrest. Alert status raised to yellow. So definitely seeing a little bit of steam coming out of ASO. Of course, we are looking at it from the other side that we normally seen it from. And they've got a whirlybird up there checking things out. And so gas and water vapor emission rising from ASO volcano is what it says. And that came in from yesterday at 15:27. And let's see, did they have anything else? No, there's some wild rice or real rice. And I don't know where that is. Papadea is that volcano. Lots of sulfur there. Looks pretty wild. All right, let's leave that guy be. It is time for another break for me. So what we will do, actually, let's have a quick look here before I go on the break. And that is, of course, a Yellowstone, a national park. And of course, right now we are not seeing a heck of a lot. And they are moving the camera around a little bit, so that is kind of cool. But I think they're just parking it for the night. And let's see if I can find that screen. There it is. We do see some of the steam geysers continuing on. For those who haven't gone to the site there are over 500 active vents there, geysers, and worthy of going investigating that during the daytime, because that'll give you the best shots. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. For those good people who haven't yet hit that like button, please do consider hitting the like. Also, if you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please give it a quick bop if you feel we've earned it. On that friendly note, I am going to go take a break. Let my voice box rest. I'm going to put this back on some lovely lava. Actually, I want to see if we've got anything new and fresh there. I'm going to put it on live for Kilauea. And no, live is not going to work. We see what's going on. lots of smoke there. And let's back that up a little bit. And we'll let you go look at the lovely lava there. I'll be back, so don't go away. More to come. Cough drops, yeah, maybe some of those. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Oh, Tom says, good night all, stay safe. Good night, Tom and Pepper, and enjoy the evening and a good sleep. And for those who need to know, the bunny is there eating. Anyway, I'll be back after the break, and keep smiling. Don't go away. Thanks. the microphone is back on. Good night, Kevin Haynes. I figured I'd say that, and thank you for gifting those 2 memberships. That was awesome of you. Didn't see who got the second one yet. It hasn't shown up, but the one did, so all good, and thank you kindly. And thank you for the welcome backs from Sue and Mars 2028 and JB and Cananescus Country. Glad that you guys are sticking around. And I know, Sue, I'm not sounding that get up and go powerful today. And of course, you know, I had my hopes up so high yesterday and this morning. And you know, kind of being told, yeah, well, yeah, we'll get you a job in 3 months. Just not what I was looking for, so I kind of depressed a little bit. Anyway, Sharon Stewart says, I hear you, DrFox2000, all good. And thanks from the welcome back from Grenzed as well, thanks. All good, so let's carry on. We did take a look at the volcano stuff, and let's do our thing here. There is something about something out there for you. Thanks, Sue. And I'm sure there is. A little patience is all you need. Yeah, my patience has run out at the beginning of the month already. You know, it sometimes when you're doing this. It's like, I mean, today it wasn't a rejection. It's just that they're just not ready for it. They're lining up their ducks for the future, right? And I can understand that, but you know, that really doesn't help a guy who's looking for a job now, right? And in a way, that's kind of misleading. It's like, yeah, we're gonna have a job for you. You know, 3, 4, 5 months or something. No, it doesn't work. But you know, it's like the other ones that I've had as well. Not going. But I guess that is the way the economy is right now. That kind of thing. So not much I can do other than keep plugging away, and we'll find something eventually. Anyway, looking at the screen though, from 6:44 a.m., that looked kind of neat. Find something part-time till then. Yeah. JP, you'd be amazed at what the part-time jobs are paying, and what they expect out of you. Actually, as I was going through some of the jobs, and there's one in there that I read that you have to have a doctor's degree, and they were going to pay you $1 more than minimum wage. And I seen that, and I shook my head and said, what, a doctor's degree in a certain technology, and they were willing to pay $1 more than minimum wage. And that was just absolutely bizarre. And Sue, yeah, I've been using Indeed quite a bit. I go to Indeed and get a temp job to fill until, yeah, I've been looking on there, and the problem is on some of these temporary jobs, you know, a lot of them are a long distance away, and they even them want all kinds of different things to you know, like a temporary job. Now they want you to have all kinds of weird stuff, experience. You know, I read a couple of them in there. You know, you have to have 5 years experience for a minimum, what they call basically minimum wage job. And I thought to myself, are you kidding me? Mars 2028, thank you very kindly for that small little super chat. That definitely pays for the power today. and that is very awesome of you. I really do appreciate it. Lava family will be here for you. Thank you very kindly. And that's all awesome. Thanks, Mars. And yeah, I'm not one to ask for anything. It's just other than, like I said at the beginning of the show, support is what I need, and that is whether it's a verbal or a nice joke or something, and would be something there. That's what I'm looking for, and I'm too damn proud to ask for anything. So we'll leave it as that. Anyway, let's go over and take a look at our earthquakes for today. And I do like that screen, though. It looks pretty nice with the blue lava, and you can see the lava gator snoozing away, and of course, hopefully some more outflows. And we'll leave that there. Let's go take a look at our earthquakes today. And we go here. And yeah, not a heck of a lot going on in our earthquake world either today. Let's start out with having a look here. And first off, Alaska, we see a 3.6, Aleutian Islands, 5:08 a.m., 5 kilometers down, or 5.1 clicks down, near, what is it, Andreev Island. That is what we got. So Thor says, I'm glad the most of the truckers are sleeping, so they don't see my dancing. Yeah. Well, I'm pre-trip checking. Yeah. Was laughing inside by the thoughts. Thor, did you ever think that somebody may have a camera on you? Oh, that is a pretty wild. So if we see some video on there saying crazy trucker dancing while check it doing a pre-trip, we know what is going on. Danish trucker going crazy. We'll keep that going. That might be a near Cleveland volcano. Yep. Actually, that I was just trying to think of which volcano. Yeah, Cleveland, because we do have Popo is over here a little bit further. So actually that's quite a ways out though when we look at it distance-wise there. If we zoom in, you can kind of see there's a volcano there. There's another one there, here. So there's a bunch of them, and so it's not too far away, but it's that subduction zone, and we do see other quakes there, little ones, 3.0 and near Attic and stuff like that, and very common to see those, but they aren't enough to stir the pot, if you know what I'm saying. And let's continue on though. Down here, Guatemala offshore, 4.1, and that was at 5:34 a.m. 35 kilometers down for that one. And then over here we see these Chile 4.2 from 1451, 117 clicks down, and this one 4.7 from 907 and 121.4 kilometers down. And this other one is actually in Bolivia, 4.6, and that is from 1245, 152.5 kilometers down. So that's what we got there. We don't see anything down here in South Sandwich Islands. It's been very, very quiet in that area, and I'm surprised that we haven't seen anything, because that subduction zone is usually a very, very busy quake-wise. And let's slide over here and we'll take a look at New Zealand. And Granzed, jump up and down, we need a new quake. Anyway, nothing on the South Island, nothing on the North Island, and we don't see anything there either in the Kermadec Ridge area. Kermadec Islands quiet today. We do see Fiji. There's Gren Zed doing somersaults. Hang on, we got something coming in. No, that was only a point 001 on the scale on my other meter here. Anyway, 5.0 from Fiji is what they're calling that. 949 and 515.6 kilometers down. Down at the end here, Tonga area 5.0 from 1202. 42.6 kilometers down, and then we've got these other two, Fiji as well, 4.4, 57 minutes after midnight at 562 kilometers down, and this one 4.4 from yesterday at 21:53, 548 kilometers down. Moving over a little bit more, where's that? Solomon Islands? It is too, 5.0 from 1721. 29.6 kilometers down for him. And we see Indonesia for the most part here, especially along Java and Sumatra, very, very quiet. We do see a couple more here, and one in our zone where we had all those other quakes, and this is a 4.4 though, a little deeper than the other ones. A lot of them were 35 kilometers down. This is 47.8 clicks down for that 4.4. From a 502, and then along the ridge here we have this one a 4.5 from a 5:32 a.m. That is 35 kilometers down. Next one going up a little bit more, 4.6 from yesterday at 21:34, 86.3 kilometers down. And this one here, a 5.0. And that is the bottom end of the Philippines there, and that is from 1304, 10 kilometers down. And north of the Philippines we have this one 4.6, and that is from 1:49 a.m., 21.8 kilometers down for that guy. Sliding up, looking for anything else, and nothing on Kamchatka. We do have one here that is on of course the fault line, right on the fault line, Sakhalin, Russia, 4.5, and 22:25 is the time on that. And of course that equates to everything that's been happening, and will go all the way around, because that is the North American plate, and this is the Eurasian plate, so that's right on the fault. Anyway, we seen those, so let's take a look at this one in here. This is India, 4.6, and that is yesterday's from 21:49, 63.9 kilometers down. We don't see anything new in China or over here in Afghanistan or any place like that. We do see another one over here, and that is stacked on top of these. In Iran, that is a 4.0, yesterday's from 21:13, 10 kilometers down. This map not indicating anything new for Piggy. I did check the other map as well, and I didn't see anything on there. Oh, I think we forgot this guy down here, and this is of course the Western India Antarctic Ridge, and that is a 4.9 from yesterday at 20:09, and 10 kilometers down. Looking at this one in the mid-Atlantic Ridge, and of course we know the Azores are here, so that gives you a pretty good idea. 4.7, and not doing a heck of a lot, but it is 7:48 a.m., 10 kilometers down for him. And let's take a quick peek in the Canary Islands, see what we've got there, and let's let that come back to life. And we do see this one fairly new. That is from 1:34 a.m. out there in the water, 2.2. And let's see what we've got here, and that is right in the flow path of where our lava went from Cumbre Vieja. That is 1.3, 8 kilometers down from 34 minutes after midnight on the 1st of February. And that is what we see. But we don't have any other ones from the 31st of January, according to this. So that is the latest quake there, and I don't think I've seen anything else up on the northern portions on the wonderful East Azores fault. So we'll leave that be. We do have a couple minutes. Let's refresh the volcano map, and we'll take a look at it real quick, and we'll go from there. Let's see what we got. And all right, looking, and we don't see anything in Iceland. We have our two there in the Azores. We have our one down here, microvolcano, without any stuff going on. Zoom in a little bit. Of course, down on the bottom, Villarrica is still doing its thing. Lascar right there. And then these quakes are nowhere near either a volcano. That's okay. Sabancaya is still doing its thing as a red. And looking here, Sangay, Cotopaxi, Reventador, Cerro Negro, and then Perse, and Navedo del Rose, and then of course our Central American ones going up here: Masaya, Tolica, San Miguel, Fuego, and Santiaguito, and then of course going up Popocatepetl. I'm trying to zoom out. There we go. Of that we got. We do still see our two showing up in Hawaii, and of course Taupo and White Isle Volcano, Tofua, and then Yasur and Aoba and Gawa, and then we've got Kavachi and this Bagana. Don't confuse that with a banana. It's a Bagana. And then Langilla, and then Manam, never mind. The other one is Cavador, and then of course Luolatak. And let's zoom in a little bit, spread them out. Raung, and who's the other one there that they got? Ijan, the one with the blue lava. Semeru, of course. Merapi, and then Diang, and then of course Krakatau, Carinci, and then Marapi, and then of course Cinnabung, and the Darren Island volcano over there. Ibu and Dakono still there, and we see what is it? Karajentang, I hope I said it right, and then Kaleon, and then of course Bulusan, Mayon, and Taal, the short volcano. And let's see, we do see a high eye out here, and Iwo Jima, and Nishinoshima, and then we've got Suwanoshijima, and what is it? Is it Kikai? If I said it right, Sakurajima, and there's Aso. Aso is on the map, and that is where Aso is located for those who don't know. And Aso is there, so that is pretty awesome. So Aso is new to our map again. It hasn't been on there for quite some time. And then of course we slide up, and of course we look at our missing volcanoes. They're still missing. Chikarachki is here, and Ibiko, but Alade has been stolen, and then also what is it? A Karimsky? Is it Karimsky? Yeah, Karimsky is missing, MIA, and Bezimiani and Chevrolet are still there. That other one's missing too. That one was hiding behind Chevrolet, but I think it was just stage fright. It didn't want to be on there. And everything is pretty normal there in Africa. I'm not going to worry about those guys. And nothing new here at Etna, Volcano, Stromboli, and Campi in the Italian Sicily theater. Anyway, it is a break time, you guys. So after the break, we will go over, do our SO2 stuff, and then start working on the weather. In the meantime, I'm leaving you on some blue lava. I'm actually going to back that up just a few minutes here, because it was really nice looking. And there we go. And yeah, I like that. It's a nice screen. Kliushevskoy. Yeah, Kliushevskoy is missing. But Kliushevskoy was scared. Didn't like to be seen. Anyway, I'm going to go take that break, you guys. For those good people who are here, please do hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Also, if you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing if you feel that what you're seeing is worthy and you feel we've earned that subscription. On that friendly note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, and I'm going to go take a break. I will be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. Don't go away. Thanks. go. The microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host, DrFox2000, and you're watching a VolcanoX live stream. Thank you for the welcome backs from Mars 2028 and Sue Hayes and JB and Susie and Kananaskis Country. Thank you, you guys. And let's see, we were going to pop over to look at our SO2 map. And let's take a quick look. And there is what is going on today. And we are not looking too bad. Very little coming out of Hawaii. We know that's only 3,000 tons per day coming out of there. And that is all good. We do see fairly good stuff, clear skies there in western U.S. and British Columbia, not so good in Alberta, of course. A little bit of clear stuff up in Alaska, but we see the plumes are kind of washing in up in the Northwest Territories and the Yukon. And of course, Alberta definitely having some issues there. Northern Ontario and Quebec area and all around the Great Lakes. People pollution for the most part, you guys, so that's what we're seeing there. And then taking a look down here in Mexico, we see Popocatepetl and Mexico City, of course. Most of that is going up and getting into Texas and kind of all the way along and going all the way through Alabama and Georgia and ending up in the Pacific Ocean and kind of twirling up over here by Nassau. It's kind of wild. Anyway, looking over here, we see a little bit more activity from our friends in... I'm wondering which one that's actually coming from because our volcano line is kind of here. So to see that plume there, I'm a little bit baffled, but we do see a fair amount. We know this was sitting here for a while already, and it still hasn't dissipated because they haven't had any rain there. And all the rain is on the other side of the ocean. It's fairly dry, and that happens when you have a La Nina. La Nina, of course, causes the trade winds to blow the other direction, and all the moisture piles up over here on this side. And that's what's going on there, but I'm sure we'll see what goes on in the future. And it looks like the stuff from Chile not blowing onto the continent so much today because of the circulation happening there. A little bit along the other coast here on the eastern side. La Nina brings us cyclones. Yes, I know. Isn't La Nina bad? Anyway, looking at the SO2 from the Antarctic, we do see what's going on there. Of course, as I mentioned before, SO2 gets trapped by snow and falls and lands and stays frozen. And then once it melts, which is the summertime down there now, does its thing. Irish Monk, welcome, and gifts, wonderful one membership. That is also awesome. Irish Monk, thank you, and good to see you. Nice that you could pop in. And let's see, we will take a look, and I don't see very much coming from White Isle Volcano, and not too much from Tofua over there. Ibu and no, sorry, not Ibu, Gawa and Aoba are doing their thing. Yasur over there, and also no barbecue for Leo today, I can tell. And then we also see the coking plants are still working there north of Sydney, pretty much normal there in Papua New Guinea. And Luolatok be here, Semeru here, Merapi here, and Jakarta and Krakatau working on that. Kerinci and Marapi over here doing their thing. And then, of course, we go over here. Ibu and Dakono not working as hard as they could. Too much rain here currently. Yeah, and that's what would be happening. That rain would wash out that SO2 out of the sky. And that is what we're seeing. And that's why it's a little clear. Makes the air fresh for you. And of course, we see Philippines pretty normal and nothing too dangerous there. And we see Thailand is still, not Thailand, Taiwan is still doing its thing. Zooming in here, we do see some a bit of a spot there from likely from Suwanoshi-jima. This in here is probably from Sakura-jima, and maybe even a little bit off-gassing from Aso up in this area. And we'll see what happens in the future. Sliding up a little bit more, we see a lot of that stuff coming from China going all the way across Japan. And then, of course, down here, we've got bottom end. That looks, because Chikuratsuki is down on the other end, so Ibiko is likely doing that. And, of course, we have a fairly heavy plume up here, and that's likely Shivalash doing that. And look at how bad that looks there in China. Not good. Same thing with India. Actually, India isn't quite as bad today, but China, of course, is some days it really scares me the amount of SO2 there. And then, of course, the gold smelting down here in South Africa and then DR Congo. They've got several volcanoes sitting right in the same spot, and some coking plants doing their thing. And Erta would be right about here. You can barely tell. And then, of course, we see minus 73 degrees Celsius in Doolin last night. Irish monk, I hope you got that electric blanket on high. And we see the spots here are from oil refineries in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Iraq, and those places. And not so much coming off of Mount Etna. It's calmed down again. So that is what we've got there. So let's get started at our other map. And of course, that is the weather map. And we'll take a look at the weather. I'm curious. I'm going to look over here and see what the temperature is. He's got about 8 degrees there, 7 or 8 in Doolin. Irish monk, how could it get that warm that quick if it was 73 Celsius below? It sure warmed up quickly. That looks pretty normal. I'm just checking on it, but welcome anyway. I'm glad to have you on board. And looking at the northern parts, we see that really cold stuff is not sinking down into the U.S. so much anymore. That is all right. We do see these guys here and doing their thing, so all interesting. And of course, I'm looking at Vancouver real quick, about a 0 or 1. Over on the rock, Bob has probably got about -1. And then we take a look at Edmonton. We know it's not that warm, minus 11 degrees Celsius, -8 there in Calgary. And then, of course, Swift Current, where Kananaska's country is, -15 degrees Celsius. And Regina is about a -22. Winterpeg, -27. And then we get over here and look at Toronto. Toronto is a -9 degrees Celsius. London, a -14. Burr, and of course -11 there. I want to see Chicago, -12, 13, depending on where you point. So Tom and Pepper is getting a cold too. Looking at Montreal, -16, -17, and -21, 22 in Quebec City. Brr, very cold. And looking at the northern portions of New Brunswick, minus 22, 23, that is horribly cold. And looking a little further south, we see what Halifax is. They only have minus 7 right now. Cole Harbour at about minus 6. And then we go over here. It looks like everybody's freezing. Minus 14, 15 up on the top, minus 16 there. A little bit warmer out here at 0 or 2 degrees in some spots. Wow, I like that temperature. Let's take a look here. Portland coming in at 1 or 2 degrees Celsius. And San Jose about 9 or 10. What doctors have bills too. Thank you very kindly, Irish Monk. And that is very kind of you to throw that 25 euro super chat in. I really do appreciate that. 25 and writing that down. Thank you kindly for that wonderful support for the doctor. And that is awesome. Thank you, Irish Monk. Looking at Los Angeles, we have about 13 there. Death Valley, I bet you today you need a coat or you're going to die. And what do we got Death Valley at? Let's see. I'd say minus or 14 degrees Celsius. There we go. 57 Fahrenheit. And a little bit colder there. 6 degrees in Lost Wages. Las Vegas. Mexicali on the border here, 10 degrees Celsius. It's warmer in Phoenix at 13 or 14. Tucson probably, what, about 12? I was right, it is. Albuquerque, New Mexico, only 4 degrees today. Sliding down here to the bottom end. They must be freezing down here in Texas. It's cold in Texas, 0 in San Antonio. And they're not built for that kind of a cold. 3 or 4 in Houston. Austin coming in at -1. Brr. Where's Dallas? Dallas is -3. And Sharon Stewart, thank you very kindly for that wonderful super chat. Sharon Stewart, I do appreciate that, Sharon. Thank you very kindly. And that is very, very nice of you. And I appreciate that wonderful support for a Docs Bills Fund. Thanks kindly. Oklahoma City coming in at -5 degrees. And that is all good. And looking at New Orleans, they've got 20. That warm cut off is right about there. Baton Rouge kind of sitting on the cold stuff, so just a little ways over you got 20 and you got 10 over here. So thank you Sharon, and thank you Irish Monk. I do appreciate those super chats. Atlanta at a balmy 17. And let's see what Miami is down here. 23 degrees for the evening temperature. Jacksonville still at 21, and going up, Charlotte, North Carolina, 14. Grandma B's house, about 13 degrees right now. That's not so bad for winter, and that'll be okay. A little colder though once you get up to Virginia Beach, because they're above that freezing line. And then we see Philadelphia, 1 degree, -1 in New York. And Boston coming in at 2 degrees Celsius. And all awesome. So let's go over here and take a look. We see that cold crept down the Baja again, and making things a little cooler. But Mazatlan did make it to 22 degrees still. And of course Port Acapulco, 27. That is a nice place all the time. And we see 17 degrees there in Mexico City. That is not bad. Did I say Cancun, 24 degrees? I hope so. And we see pretty normal temperatures in Central America. And again, there in Colombia, we got a max of 29. Some places a little bit warmer. Oh, sneezing. Hang on. Good thing I didn't get any on me. And let's see, at 28, at 29 in some places in Venezuela as well. We do see Colombia is holding some good temperatures, and so is Peru. But as soon as you get up on the higher elevations, it cools off very, very quickly. And looking at most of Brazil, pretty nice. They have relatively good temperatures. Rio de Janeiro, well, the new home of Mr. Flabby, Tony Flabby, who's got 25 degrees there. Sao Paulo, a little cooler at 21. And we see some of these spots here in the interior of Argentina, very, very cold, or I mean hot, sorry, very, very hot, not cold. It's cold here, it's hot there. Paysandú coming in at about 26 degrees right now. We do see the little cooler temperatures on the coast, but still in the 20s. Buenos Aires coming in at 24 degrees. That is pretty awesome. McGregor Air Force Base in Texas got a frozen rain all day, forcing SpaceX to scrub all rocket engine testing today. Oh wow, Grandma B, thank you very kindly for that $10 super chat. Grandma B, that is awesome. I appreciate that, you guys. That is very kind of you, and thank you, Grandma B. That's very generous, very kind. Appreciate it, and all of you guys, Irish Monk, Sharon Stewart, and Grandma B. I really do appreciate that. Okay, looking at what we're seeing here in New Zealand, it's not bad, but higher, I guess some of the places a little cooler, but Christchurch made it to 21. We do see some good temperatures in the interior though. Wellington about 20 degrees, and then we see 21 or so in those other places. Auckland made it to 25, but and maybe even 26 up here at Grenzet's house. But you know, you need to be a duck, and Taupo probably only about 17. They're getting all that rain now, and that is what we've got there. And looking at what we've got down in Tasmania, of course, they're getting some cold air blowing in from the southwest, and 15 there in Hobart. And let's see, humid, okay, and about 19 or 20 degrees in Melbourne, so Leo should be okay today. And 18 in Adelaide, 25, 26 there in Sydney. And the home of Oz and Tom, about 34 degrees. Lots of temperature there. The interior still showing some very hot spots here. Anywhere from about 31 to about 35 degrees on the eastern side. Then we move up a little bit more. 32s up on the top. At least it's not 40 something. That is too hard to take. Perth coming in at about 25 degrees, and we see, yeah, the western spot here looking at 28 for, or sorry, 38 for maximum. That's pretty cooking, and getting back up there to those higher temperatures. And of course, let's take a look and see what we have in. All right, we see Fiji, we see Vanuatu, and we see New Caledonia. Before I put the mouse on there, what do you think? And I'm pretty sure that Fiji is going to come in at 29 degrees today, and Vanuatu will be 28, and I figure New Caledonia will come in at about 27 on the bottom, 26 on the top, and 29 degrees. There you go, Sharon Stewart. And okay, there we go, 27, 28, So 27, 28 there in Vanuatu, and we see a 27 on the bottom. Oh, and a 28 in the middle and 27 on the top. I was close, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. And there we go, looking at Papua New Guinea and eastern Indonesia on the island there. They are quite warm, looking at some 30-degree temperatures on both the north and south side of the big mountain ridge in the middle, which is a little cooler. And it looks like they're about 20, anywhere from about 24 to about 27 there in Java, 25, 26 there in most of Sumatra, northern end. Higher elevation's always cooler, but that's not bad. Bangkok coming in at, according to the map, about 23 or 24. And Sue brought that up and comes in at 26. Thank you very kindly. And we do see Manila about 28, 29-ish there in the Philippines. And of course, that means a little bit warmer there in some of those places in Taiwan. And Japan down on the bottom end, they warmed up a little, which is awesome. But we don't see a heck of a lot in the other places for warmth. 8 degrees in Tokyo. We see that warmer air, though, being pulled into that low in the Sea of Japan. So things might warm up there a little bit. And we do see some cold temperatures still. It's actually not that bad. Looking at -8, -9. They've had -15, -20 there before. Kamchatka Peninsula, on the other hand, let's not go there. That can be very variable because of the lows pulling some of that warmer air in. And let's see, it should be break time for me. Quick peek over here. We'll just finish this weather. We'll do the precipitation and the cold temp hunt after. But we see here about 20, anywhere from 21 to about 24 down in the bottom end of, or down in Sri Lanka. And probably about 19, 20, 21 there in most of India. Get up to Delhi, 9 degrees. Very cold. Cape Town, a whole bunch warmer today at about 19, 18. That's a little bit better than what they had. Most of Africa looking like they're holding some reasonable heat right now. Cutoff is about the middle of the Sahara Desert. We see Cairo is only at 10. We still see those very cold temps up here in Algiers and over here in Morocco. Not so good for them. UAE, a little bit warmer than yesterday, but not by much. 16, 17, 18, 19 in some spots. Still quite cool in Oman as well as Yemen. And the interior of Saudi Arabia, not bad till you get about the midway, and then it starts to cool off again. Turkey's eastern side, a little bit warmer, not so bad. And then we'll take a look at Piggy's temperature. She's got that north wind blowing down south, and she said it was cold. And it looks like about 9 degrees there. Oh, 7 degrees. It says 9 on the map. But yeah, Piggy did say it was very, very cold. So definitely want to stay warm. And here's some of the really cold stuff coming down into Greece. They're not used to that. And looking at Randazzo showing as a -1 degree Celsius. So 1 on there, -1 on here. We'll call it 0. More snow likely for Etna. Sliding up a little bit more. Naples 6 degrees. And seeing Rome only 1 degree right now. Milano up here coming in at about 3 degrees. And we'll jump over Sardinia altogether. They're anywhere from a 4 or 5 down to a -1, -2 up in the higher elevations. And looking at what we've got, it's not that much warmer there in Portugal or Spain. Very, very cold. Madrid, only 2 degrees. Aurelio's home, Aurelio has got a 1 degree right now. It's warmer in France than it is in Spain. Blows me away. Tanto's place, 6 degrees Celsius. Paris, 5 or 6. Looking at Munich, 2 degrees today. Wow, they're warmer than what they were. Frankfurt coming in about 5. And where's Cologne? About 5 there. Yvonne Kunkel's house, about 4 degrees. UFO Lux or OFU Lux will be about 3 or 4 degrees down there in Luxembourg. And Brussels coming in about 5. Amsterdam about 7, a little bit warmer there. And that is along the coast. Of course, Berlin, 4 degrees. Hamburg, 4 degrees. And up here, home of Thor, and 4 degrees as well. Let's take a look at Oslo, -3. Stockholm, -3. St. Petersburg coming in at a very cold -1. And Moscow, -2. Looking at England, and 4 degrees there in London. That's better than 0. And a little bit warmer over here in the coast of Wales. But you know, that warmer air blowing in from the Gulf Stream is helping a whole bunch. Leeds at 5, and it isn't until we get up a little further north, Glasgow 6, and Aberdeen coming in at about 5 as well. We do see some colder temperatures in the Highlands. And the Irish Monk's house, well, Dublin is on the other side. They're about 5 degrees, but he's got about 8 degrees Celsius there. So that's in Doolin, Ireland, wherever that is. It's over here somewhere. I've seen it before. I did a check. There it is. 8 degrees Celsius in Doolin for our wonderful Irish monk. And let's see, Reykjavik. Let's go up to Iceland. -4 degrees Celsius. Yep, it looks like everything is turning blue. I would too if I was out in that temperature. This map only says -2, but -4 down here in the volcano area. And that is what we got. Anyway, I'm going to take a little bit of a break, you guys, and rest my voice. When we get back from the break, we will take a look at the precipitation and see how much more snow I'm going to get, considering they said the weather guessers in the U.S. said no snow, and on here it says snow all night long and most of tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. But let's leave it on this one. I'm going to put it over onto something a little warmer, and we'll see if we can put that on live now, see if it has changed any. And let's take a look there. And oh, and that is a live shot of the clouds. I don't think that's going to work. Let's leave it back here, and you can watch some reruns of lava. Okay, 5:46 a.m. From Hawaii. That's what we got on there. Anyway, I'm your host, DrFox2000. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. Don't go away. And I will be back shortly. Keep smiling, and thank you, everyone. Thanks, guys, for those wonderful super chats, by the way. I really do appreciate that. And if you haven't hit that like button yet, please don't forget to do that. Also, if you feel we've earned it, by all means, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet subscribed. On that note, I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in snowy Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'll be back in 5 or 6 or so minutes. Don't go away. Thanks. And that microphone is back on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm glad to still have you here. And Susie, are you a peeping Susie? Peeping mermaid spying on people inside the Oz submarine? Oh boy. Bad, Susie, bad. Anyway, Sue, thank you for the welcome back. Not to confuse you with Susie. And that is the other one. Anyway, Canon Askus Country, thank you. And JB, thank you as well. And I hear you, DrFox2000 from Sharon Stewart. Thank you. And thanks, Grenzed. And we are good. Let's get over to that precipitation portion of our wonderful weather map, whether we like it or not. And I'm still working on all that snow. And there we go. We do see the snow in Alaska. We don't see so much in the Northwest Territories or the Yukon. But British Columbia has got a case of white spots. Pretty nasty looking along the coast as well, from Vancouver Island, a little bit north of Bob, and all the way up to the northern border. And here's that snow that's supposed to be coming for the next 2 days, or a day and a half, or whatever it is left in it, and we'll see. It doesn't look so bad in the other areas, but I'm sure that's going to drift down this way. We do see some lake effect snow going up in northern Ontario and Quebec. Same with right in here, not so bad. And looks like not that bad out in Nova Scotia or New Brunswick. PEI might be getting a little bit, and the top end of Nova Scotia. And of course, looking over here in Newfoundland, they better get some shovels out. And let's look over here. Looks like, what state is that? I can't barely tell. It's all hidden. Maybe it's Idaho and Montana. There we go. That's what I wanted to look at. It's hard to tell. Here's that stormy stuff where they're getting ice rain on everything in Texas. And wow, and that is going all the way up here. The Chattanooga Choo-Choo is going to freeze up. And looks like Memphis, Tennessee, you'll be able to skate down the street. No precip here today. You're lucky, Sarah. And we see this cold going all the way up here into Washington, D.C., I think, or just about. I know Washington's over here. Just about. Anyway. Not so good. Grandma B's probably getting some rain, though. Yep, she is getting a rain. And looks not bad out here in Florida, with the exception of a little storm there. Not that bad in New Orleans. They might be getting a little bit there as well. And look at this. You know, normally we see this stuff all being pushed up from the Gulf. This is coming down into the Gulf and freezing. And it's this system here that's drawing it down, keeping this area very, very cold. So those poor people in Texas, they're not doing so well. We see this storm here. So if you're in Mexico, you're going to get some rain in some of those places. Central America, of course, fairly rainy. And of course, we get into the Amazon. That's going to be expected, rain. I mean, we're looking at Bolivia here, Peru, and of course, lots of area here in our wonderful Brazil, and northern end of Paraguay getting nailed as well. The eastern and southern side, not so bad. Nothing in Uruguay, and then we take a look down here. We see some going up into those hot zones from, well, Buenos Aires is dry right now, but this other area getting some more of that moisture. Bottom end of Chile getting nailed. And here is what is happening in New Zealand. If you are a duck, you would be happy. and that is a pretty ducky weather. Lots of rain, and we know we had that rain out here at Taupo, and Auckland is just finished getting over all this stuff, and we see more stuff out here in the ocean. And of course, this is where we get the collision. We're going to see a real mess right in this area. And we see Tasmania getting some more rain. And even Melbourne might be getting, a little bit of rain in Melbourne. That's probably okay for them. Looking at what we've got in Adelaide, a little bit there as well. Sydney looks dry. Brisbane, even though it's some 30 degrees, plus is getting a little bit of a rain. That'll make everything grow like crazy. Perth, on the other hand, nothing today, and most of Australia, nothing, with the exception of up here. We're seeing in the northern portions lots of rain for those people. New Caledonia, not bad. Fiji getting rain, and those areas. Looks like a Tonga area possibly getting nailed with some more rain and thunderstorms. And looking at all these other islands here, everybody's getting rain. Rain. Papua New Guinea, rain. Indonesia, rain. And southern portions of Indonesia, rain. And Sumatra, rain. Malaysia, rain. Singapore getting a rain. Well, actually, they're not getting any rain right now, but I'm sure they will very soon. That boat that they've got up on that big building, it's going to end up floating away soon. And nothing up in Bangkok, probably nice up there. Manila is okay, but we see variable rain in other places. And looking at what we see here in along like the Sea of Japan, that low, of course, really pulling that warmer air in and hopefully melting some of that snow. But we do see that they are getting a rain along that western coast of Japan. And Kamchatka Peninsula, not too much snow right now, so that's okay for them. Looking down here, we see some rain and another storm off the coast of Sri Lanka, and a few spots in India, nothing too bad. No storms right now around Madagascar, but they are seeing some rain on the both east and west side. Some rain in South Africa, southern portions of Africa. We do see variable rains. It is the rainy season. Sahara Desert looks dry, and looks like it's drying out there for Saudi Arabia as well. Irish Monkus is back on the map. Wow, Monkus is on the map. Irish, that's a very nice super chat again. Irish monk, and that is. I'm surprised she's back on the map. That is very cool. And we did look. She don't have any rain though down here. There is no rain for her. She is at Paysandu, and it was about 26 degrees Celsius there, just so you know. And I'm surprised that she's back on the map, and that's actually a good, I do believe. And looking at what we've got here in Saudi Arabia, those guys are drying out a little bit, so not so much moisture, just south of, what is that? Oh, hang on. It'll come to me. Not Syria. Syria is over here. Crete is over here. Crete is getting nailed with rain. Piggy is not getting any rain. And, yeah, looks like just north of Egypt, they're getting some rain. I'm trying to think of the name of that island. I'll think of it as Cyprus. There, never mind. I don't need to do that. I don't need to cheat. It's a Cyprus. Okay. And no rain or anything in Portugal or Spain. And it looks fairly dry in Rome and Italy and Sicily. Mostly dry there as well in our wonderful France. Germany's got some variable weather depending on where you are, but looks like for the most part it's just rain, no major snow or anything. And of course Denmark getting nailed as well. And Irish monk, that is interesting that she is back on the map. Pretty cool. And we see England, not bad, little spots throughout, but we see Ireland fairly dry, but cold, according to Mr. Irish Monk. And we see some more rain or snow up in Scotland. And looking at Sweden, not bad. Northern portions of Finland getting nailed with some more snow. And of course along the coast here of Norway and way up in the top as well. Snow, 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 snow. And looking at our wonderful Iceland, we have snow in some places depending on where you are. And Reykjavik doesn't look like it's snowing right now, but to the east it certainly is. Down on the southern end also getting a bunch of snow, and up in the north very large amounts of snow for those guys. And Greenland is turning white some more. So that is what we've got there. Let's go hunt for the cold places. And we will find the coldest places on the planet. We'll start out with down here in this Antarctic environment. And we already see a minus 43 degrees Celsius. And that might be about as cold as we're going to get down there. A minus 43. Oh, a minus 44 right there. Yep, a minus 44. And yeah, I don't know if we got anything colder. Minus 44. Let's see if we can find a minus 45 in here somewhere. Minus 44. No, I don't see any minus 45s. And Sharon Stewart, are you keeping track? Yes, Cyprus, thanks, Sue, I got that. Yeah, I'm just reading the chat now. Anyway, minus 44 for Antarctica is what I am seeing as the cold point. And I don't know if there's anything colder. Just checking over here. Minus 43. And let's see, minus 43, 42, 43, and 44 there as well. Sue's probably trying to fix up the thermometer. It froze on her. And we'll see a minus 44 in Antarctica. That is all I see there. Let's see, anything colder over on this side? No, that's warmer. So minus 44 degrees in Antarctica. Let's go up to Greenland, or I call it White Land, and we'll see what we've got there. White Land is not so green. Minus 46, 47. Let's see, a minus 47 in White Land, Greenland. And that is a pretty darn cold. Minus 47. Let's see, do we have anything colder? Minus 47. It warms up as you go there, warms up as you go here. And let's see, Those cold places move around. I had to redo everything during the stream. Uh-oh. Well, I'm fine in those cold spots, so not a problem. Minus 42, 43 over there. But minus 47 is what we see for Greenland so far. So that is pretty chilly. And I don't think there's anything colder I can see there. So I'm going to run with a minus 47. And let's see if we can find the coldest temps in Canada, in the Arctic, the Great White North. Minus 46 comes to mind already. And there we go, minus 46. What do we got over here? Minus 43. Oh, minus 44. Nope, that ain't gonna cut it. What about up in here? There's always cold in here. And yeah. No, I think a minus 46 is what I see there. Let's see if we can find anything just a tad colder. Minus 40, oh, minus 48. There we go, minus 48 degrees Celsius in northern Canada. And minus 48, oh, minus 49 I see right there. Okay, minus 49, minus 51. Okay, minus 51 right there. And that is pretty nasty. So a minus 51, let's see, anything colder? Minus 48, 49. No, I think a minus 51 was about the coldest I've seen right there. Minus 51 on the screen. And let's zoom in a little bit. See if we maybe find a minus 52. Oh, a little warmer along the river. But, yeah, minus 51 degrees. And, yep, that is pretty chilly. So far, we are at a minus 51. And I'm looking over here a little bit. We see warmer, warmer, warmer. Yeah, I think a minus 51 is what we're going to have to live with. I don't see anything colder yet. Minus 51. Okay, I'm going to leave it as a minus 51 degrees there in our Arctic. Unless I find something on the islands really quickly. I don't think I did. And we'll go over, oh look, it's kind of warm stuff in Siberia. That is going to be awful hard to find. Cold places. Minus 42 there. It's like a heat wave going through. And let's see. We have found minus 47, 48, and yep, minus 48, 49, there, minus 50, right in there, that's minus 50, and let's see, do we have anything a little colder? Minus 50, no, no, no. Okay, minus 50 is the coldest temp that we see there. Here's a 48 again. Just checking around it. Yep, minus 50 is what we got. So yeah, I think a minus 50. 49. Minus 50 Celsius. We found that in a couple spots already, so that is pretty cold. And I don't see too much colder, but hang on, we're not done yet. Siberia is a big place. We have opportunities. There are always more opportunities. 47 and 52, 55, or sorry, 45, 46. And no, that's not going to be any different. Minus 43, 44. Yep, it looks like they really had a heat wave go through here of some sort. Minus 42. No, I think a minus 50 is what I'm going to leave it at there for Siberia. So it looks like they did have a heat wave through there. And I just want to remind everyone what basically happens is we do get warmer air pumping through there as the angle of the sun, of course, changes, and we get more temperature showing up and floating through. It's a sign that we are getting closer to spring. So that is our weather for today. I can't be in the chat and look at the temps up in Alaska at the same time. That is horrible. Sue, don't worry, Sue. We are good with that. What were you looking at? You were trying to find the cold temps there, and we see. What do we see in Alaska? I don't know. What's the coldest that you guys have found in Alaska? I don't see. Mars finds a minus 35 in Alaska. Okay, minus 35. I see a minus 34 right there. So a minus 35 is not undoable. And let's see. Anything colder? Minus 35 is what we're looking for. We got minus 34 right there. And minus 33 there. Moving over here a little bit more. Minus 34. And let's see. Yeah, a minus 34 in Alaska is what I'm seeing on this map right here. Minus 34. So unless there's something a little bit chillier in one single spot, that is what we've got, minus 34. So I'm going to leave it as that. I'm not going to worry about Alaska that much. It's kind of a polar bear country, and you know, you wander around too much, you're going to get eaten. So you got to be very, very careful there. Those polar bears, they see humans, they see a bunch of food items walking along. And then they say, yeah, that one will do. Wonder if he had a Snickers bar. But that is okay. Minus the 34, that's what I found, Sue. And I don't see anything colder, so I have to wonder about where that other temperature is coming from. Minus 35 according to the map. Now remember, we got to have it on the same thing. We're showing it at 2000 on this map for today, and that is important that we are all on the same thing. There's minus 34 right there, and we see that. So yeah, minus 34. Anyway, I'm going to leave it as that for now, so we're all good, and no worries, Sue. We won't worry about having the contest today. It's all good, And yeah, Mars can take it away for Alaska if he found minus 35, but minus 47 Fahrenheit. Grandma B, we're looking at the other one. Yeah, yours was in Fahrenheit. That's okay. We won't mind. I can't find minus 35 anywhere. I never changed my time each way, and 34 is the coldest. The same thing with me, Sue. So I don't know what the heck is going on. I gotta have the same map. I gotta have the same time. Otherwise, it's not a fair game, and that is all good. So, mind you, the weather does change, and you know, as you're sitting on a spot, you may see things move around. It's just like what I'm doing right here, and just going around. All of a sudden, I see minus 48, and then all of a sudden, you won't ever find it again. But it is there. So that is it for today's show, ladies and gentlemen, and we will work on doing the rest of this stuff. So let's see what we gotta load up. I gotta get the airplane ready and go feed the critters. And there is my aircraft, and I need to go find my critters now. The critters are hard to find sometimes. Let's see. I've got the bisons, and I've got the polar bears, and I think I have the other ones here that I need to feed. Oh, hang on. No, I don't want to feed those guys. Oh, I think I messed that up. Let's see. No, those aren't going to work. I think there's something wrong with my stuff here. Hang on. Oh, I see them. There's the buffalo or bison, and let's see what else we got to feed there. Okay. I think I've got just about all of them covered. Let's see if we have them all correct as far as the animals that we need to feed. Yeah, I think we're just about there. And let's see what else we need to feed. Okay, I think I got it. No, hang on. I'm missing somebody. There. I think this is the last one that I need there. So I'm going to do an airdrop. And Sue says minus 44, 48, 51, and 51. Oh, well, I'm going to do these ones. Sue, you can take the night off. And I'll go feed these guys. Oops, I think I've got a couple extras there that didn't need to be in there, but yeah, we've got the C5 today, so we got extra space. We can put extra feed in for the other ones as well. And oh, I forgot the deer food. Oh no, we better load that up. Where's the deer food? Oh, I got it there. You have a zoo there. What? A zoo? Oh, hang on. I didn't need the ducks or the rabbits or the squirrels or the kangaroos or the gorillas. That's my bad. I'm sorry. But here's the deer. I don't want to forget about them. And I think we've got them all covered now. And of course, the most important, don't forget to feed the unicorns, right? Let's leave it as that. It's been a little bit of fun, you guys. I gotta have some humor in the show, and all good. So let's put us back over here, and we'll take a look and see what Hawaii is doing right now. I see Hawaii back to live. Hawaii is not looking very good. Maybe we have better luck if we go to Sicily. And there is what Sicily is looking like right now. A little fuzzy, but that is Sicily. All right, let's put it back on Hawaii on the older lava, and we'll end the show that way. We'll leave it there, and we'll let it run. So I want to say a big thank you to everyone in here. I really do appreciate all of you guys, and big thanks to our gift givers. Kevin Haynes gave 2 single gifts there. An Irish monk gave a single gift membership as well. And then our super chatters. And I want to say a big thank you to Mars 2028, Irish monk, and Sharon Stewart, and Grandma B, and Irish monk again. Thank you very kindly for donating the super chats. You guys are awesome, and I really do appreciate that, and that does help out. So thanks, and you guys are awesome. I really I do appreciate it, so thank you. Also, big thanks to everyone in here. Of course, our wonderful lava family. I see a lot of you have already left, but a big thanks to all of you for being here. And Sue says, don't forget the aquatics. Yeah, they have other fish to nibble on and stuff. So especially the whales, they've got lots of plankton down there, and we should be okay with that. Anyway, on those friendly notes, thank you everyone for being here. Also, big thanks to the entire lava family, not just the members, but everyone. You guys are awesome. Thank you to our moderators: Arizona Snowman, Piggy, a C&D boy, Gary 24/7 Live, AZ Skies, and Sue. I appreciate your work and sending in the lists and stuff. Also want to say thanks to Joseph and Lucas if they're there. Mona Alfano, thanks for being here, and have a super night. And thanks everyone. Also Sharon Stewart, thank you for doing the stuff that you do in the background as well. Thanks, I appreciate that. So very kind, and all good, you guys. And thank you, and we're going to keep our nose to the grindstone and keep going with everything, and hopefully we'll make things happen. So smile, be good, be kind, take care of yourselves, and please, most of all, tell your loved ones that you love them tonight, for tomorrow is never promised. I'm your host, DrFox2000, here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We'll see everyone tomorrow. Good night, good day, or good afternoon, or good morning. And oink oink!
told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay? Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away.
Like nothing I felt, my mind overwhelms. I think that I'm broken, but I hope you can't help. I know I'm not perfect, but some days I feel more worthless. Baby, you make me feel nervous. If I still have you, I have purpose. It's all worth it.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. I guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away. Tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until